I'm Chris Lawrence with your top stories in North Texas. Data centers are causing a divide between city officials and the residents they serve. Luke Clary reports on a major vote expected in Red Oak.
Enclosed chicken coop here.
Turkeys.
We have turkeys.
On 20 acres just outside Red Oak.
We like to call it our piece of Texas.
A forever home for Chris and Jasmine Villegas.
Our other horses on that side.
She's a Marine combat veteran and cancer survivor.
This is my retreat. This is, my peace.
And among the growing number of people in her community, worried about a new data center proposed just beyond her property line.
Why the data center worries me? Because we don't know the health risks that come with it.
It's been a grassroots effort.
They started organizing as City Council decides whether to rezone agricultural land.
I got a change.org petition, and then we've been focused the last few days on the
formal protests.
You'll see a lot of signs like these in front of homes on the border of the proposed data center site. This is the western edge of the development, 800 acres. I talked to one homeowner who said he didn't want this view to change.
It's the third major data center project in Red Oak since 2020.
Within 100 to 150 feet from that tree line.
From that tree line.
Two others are under construction now. City leaders say that tax revenues have helped fund schools and public safety.
They are self-contained. We get a lot of revenues off of it without having to have a lot of expenditures, which allows us to gradually reduce that tax rate.
Jasmine and her neighbors say they'll keep fighting whatever the council decides.
I feel like I have given to this country, and now that doesn't matter.
I don't believe that there are bad intentions with this. I just believe that there needs to be another side to this conversation.
In Red Oak, I'm Luke Clary.
Loved ones are mourning the loss of a security guard killed over the weekend. He was shot while working at an after-hours club in Fort Worth. Scoop Jefferson has new details on an arrest and how they're planning to honor his memory.
There's a 86 Chevy Caprice.
When Ryder's Car Club member,
I've been owning it for 10 years.
Dale McKnight starts up his classic car,
Why did it happen?
he can't help thinking about fellow Car Club member Dominique Coleman,
Pretty much heartbreaking.
shot and killed Mother's Day weekend.
I've been knowing him so long. I just not too long ago seen him. A couple weeks ago. Then I hear about this when I woke up Sunday morning.
The shooting happened during Coleman's part-time shift at Club New Start on Miller Avenue, where police responded to gunfire across the street from the club, where they found Coleman and a second victim who survived. In court documents, the second victim told police a man shot Coleman with a firearm multiple times, then shot her and began to pistol whip her on the head with the butt of the firearm before leaving the area.
He was in the car with a couple other people. Thanks to the witnesses and cameras that we have, we were able to apprehend them.
Fort Worth Homicide obtained this arrest warrant, taking 21-year-old Dadrian Freeman into custody for murder.
It's unbelievable. I'm still kind of lost for words.
It hurts inside.
Cliff Sparks serves as vice president of the Car Club.
We're working on a balloon release.
The balloon release scheduled for 6 p.m. Wednesday at Village Creek Park. And as they make sure Coleman is remembered, especially for his family.
It's heartbreaking to see what his mother is going to have to see her son laying on the ground on Mother's Day.
A fellow security guard left this handheld radio at the shooting scene, also in Coleman's memory. In Fort Worth, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
The Grand Prix of Arlington was so successful, race officials are already planning a return. On March 19th of next year, the area around AT&T Stadium will again be transformed into an IndyCar track. And Tarrant County voters recently approved a bond measure to pay for some major improvements to Fort Worth roads. The city's newest council members told Brittany Costello why it's needed on the north side.
Far north Fort Worth looks much different than it did when Roman Castaneda first started tending to his garden in 2005.
Every 15, 30 minutes a car would pass by.
It's grown exponentially by his own car pass tally on Bonds Ranch Road.
You can't even count the cars that pass by. There's so much traffic out here.
But he says despite more homes and many more cars, not much has changed.
We asked if they were going to work on the highway and all this, and they say, yes, we are, and nothing has happened.
Newly elected city councilman for District 10, Chris Jamison, agrees.
I would believe that we need to do better. We can do better.
He says $500 million in road and infrastructure bonds will help.
There are major projects on the to-do list for the city of Fort Worth, including a couple here in District 10, like a planned expansion for Wagley-Robertson Road between Bonds Ranch and 287.
Though he admits District 10 will see just a fraction of that.
The city, especially in 10, has been very reactive, and it's a whole lot more expensive when you're reactive than proactive.
Jamison is a businessman who's lived in the area surrounding Haslett for years.
I have extensive knowledge of construction, planning, the ability to build relationships.
Castaneda hopes that experience will be the missing piece.
Seems like nobody cares. It's been like that since '05.
He wants to see less traffic, more finished projects.
When the train passes, forget it.
So there's less time spent waiting. In Fort Worth, I'm Brittany Costello.
Kids in Texas are winding down the school year right now, but one girl just returned to class. And as Sean Giggy reports, it was cause for celebration.
When the students at Goodman Elementary were rushed outside and saw this, they knew it was not a drill.
It's like, what is going on here? These fire trucks are showing up out of nowhere.
Principal Marissa Guzman eventually learned what brought them here is the same thing that brought them here. Back in March, firefighters were dispatched to this home in South Arlington just after midnight. According to the call, an 11-year-old girl was trapped inside.
Like, I can hear my daughter's screams still to this day. It's the scariest feeling. It's like, what do you do?
With the bedroom door in flames, Alexandra says she broke the window and pulled her daughter out. Delilah spent more than a month in the hospital, being treated for second and third degree burns to her arms and face.
It's one of those calls that stay with you, and this is one where we wanted to follow up, make sure she was doing okay, make sure mom was doing okay.
Long after the fire was out, firefighters were keeping tabs on Delilah, checking in with her, even visiting her in the hospital, but eventually lost touch until they were called to her house again.
Thank you.
Only this time, it was far less consequential.
It is.
Last week, the Arlington Fire Department gave Delilah a ride to school, her first day back since the fire.
Most people think that our job's done when the fire goes out, but we're still part of the community.
Which is why they felt a responsibility to be there from rescue to recovery.
So glad you're back. I love you, sweetheart.
Delilah says, in doing so, it ignited a passion.
You want to be a firefighter?
Yeah.
She truly admires firefighters, although she does have one minor grievance.
Were you excited to come back to school today?
No, not at all.
Where would you prefer that they would have dropped you off?
McDonald's.
Okay.
Heroes in all ways, but one.
Yep.
In Arlington. I'm Sean Giggy.
Gosh, love the commitment from the fire department and the reception that she got at school. And those are your headlines from North Texas.